In 1977, hundreds of young activists gathered in the Italian countryside for what looked almost like a hippie festival. There were tents, guitars, books, alternative art, and long-haired young people. But this wasn't Woodstock. Many of the participants belonged to Italy's radical right. And the festival had an even stranger name, Campo Hobbit, inspired by the Lord of the Rings. These gatherings became part of an attempt to create an entirely new culture for Italy's post-war far right. Why Tolkien? The Lord of the Rings appeared in Italian translation in 1971. Some young right-wing activists interpreted Tolkien's world politically. They saw the Shire as a symbol of local community, tradition, and connection to the land. Meanwhile, Mordor and industrialized Isengard could be interpreted as symbols of modern industrial society. Themes such as mythology, heroism, sacrifice, nature, and the defense of an ancient world appealed strongly to a generation searching for alternatives to both capitalism and communism. But this was an appropriation of Tolkien, not necessarily Tolkien's own political message. Evola's influence. Another major influence was Italian philosopher Julius Evola. Evola rejected much of the modern world. In books such as Revolt Against the Modern World, he argued that traditional spiritual civilizations had gradually declined into materialism, industrialization, and mass society. His ideas influenced sections of the post-war Italian radical right. For younger activists, Evola provided the philosophy. Tolkien provided something else, the mythology. Middle-earth offered heroes, kingdoms, ancient traditions, and a struggle against forces that could easily be interpreted as symbols of modernity. Italy in the 1970s. This happened during one of the most violent periods in modern Italian history. The 1970s became part of what is known as the Years of Lead. Communists, neo-fascists, revolutionary groups, and terrorist organizations competed in an atmosphere of political violence. But the radical right had another problem. The political left dominated much of youth culture. It had music festivals, alternative newspapers, student organizations, artists, and a vibrant counterculture. Some younger right-wing activists wanted something similar. They didn't want to simply reproduce the uniforms and imagery of Mussolini. They wanted their own counterculture, Campo Hobbit. And so, in 1977, the first Campo Hobbit was organized in southern Italy. It combined politics with the atmosphere of an alternative music festival. There were concerts, discussions, books, posters, political literature, and cultural events. Some participants had long hair and beards and visually resembled the same hippie culture they politically opposed. But symbols such as the Celtic cross made the movement's radical right background very clear. The Tolkien references were everywhere. Even one of the best-known bands associated with this political environment called itself Compagnia dell'Anello. Literally, the Fellowship of the Ring. Campo Hobbit was essentially an attempt to take the methods of left-wing counterculture and give them a completely different political meaning. Neither Washington nor Moscow. One of the central ideas emerging from this environment was rejection of both major political systems of the Cold War. Some activists opposed Soviet communism, but they also attacked American capitalism and consumer society. They imagined a third alternative based on tradition, community, identity, and spirituality. Middle-earth seemed to offer an imaginary world untouched by modern capitalism or communism. Campo Hobbit never became a massive political movement, but its cultural influence lasted much longer. Georgia Maloney says that as a fascist teen, she was inspired by Lord of the Rings. That became an icon of the ultra-right. As premier, she used state funds to sponsor an exhibition to promote Tolkien at the National Gallery in Rome that opened in November 2023.